What's up guys, Philip at Trade Genius. In this video, I wanted to talk about a way you can create your own decentralized Bitcoin trust fund, open source project that allow you to do that. Also, we'll talk a little bit about yesterday's wild price action on Bitcoin. So let's dive into this video.
Trade Genius.
Alright, so yesterday's price action was pretty wild. As you guys recall, the earlier video this week, we talked about the futures expiration, and sure enough, it didn't disappoint yesterday. Some pretty wild fireworks. Just keep in mind, when futures expire, depending, and it's not always a consistent thing, there's a lot of complexities that go into futures expirations due to the different hedging strategies that are deployed by various entities. You could have things like the Cash App that has to hedge their holdings of Bitcoin, so that they're kind of like in a neutral position as far as their dollar cost average on the Bitcoins that they're carrying in inventory. So there's a lot of different things that go into why someone may roll their futures positions over or take them off, and this affects the underlying Bitcoin price to an extent. So that's why you see sometimes some kind of interesting movements on the day of expiration. Keep in mind, like we talked about, there's a tendency for Bitcoin to rise if you look on the yellow lines up, and so I'm actually would be looking for a pullback here. We did successfully close out a short in the room yesterday on that lower spike down. It got filled and then a really strong reversal. So now, right now, looking for a buyer, considering the tendency for the price to move up after the CBOE expirations, and technically we'd be looking for longs at this point on a pullback. So wanted to share that with you guys. All right, the next thing I want to talk about is this way of creating a decentralized Bitcoin trust fund. So, you know, why you would want to do that is because if you are wanting to put away some Bitcoin for your kids or something like that, or a college fund or anything like that, or maybe you just have it in your will. They made a real, what I think, easy platform that you can do that now. That uses some existing code called TimeLock, and it's built both in excuse me, built both into Bitcoin, and because Bitcoin Cash is a fork of Bitcoin, it has it as well. So it works for both. So basically what you do is you create a time-locked address, and that means that you're creating an address that cannot disperse funds until a certain date. And so they just created this tool set here. This is at opensavings.network, opensavings.network. And it's early. I would say let's let this thing percolate. It does work at this time, but I think I would like to see things like what happens in case of a fork. How would they address that? Will they have a fork utility to deal with that? That's one issue I'd like to see more information on. But I think this is a good idea. It's open source, so you can check the code. And right now, there's been some pretty positive feedback on this. So I think given some time, this thing's going to mature into a nice little way where you can create just a simple trust fund. It's decentralized. They don't need any information from you. You just create a time lock address, send the coins there, and then at the appropriate time you can then redeem the coins, and the person that you give that information to can get those coins. So pretty cool. opensavings.network. Check it out. I think that's just another brilliant thing of how we see these different applications being built upon the Bitcoin code base, and again, giving you the freedom to do what you want with your own money. And what a beautiful solution there for a decentralized trust fund that you can set up using Bitcoin and this utility. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on tomorrow's video. Please hit like and subscribe, or if you're on the mobile, ring that bell. Take care, guys. Bye.
Trade Genius.